The third most important skill in business. A few weeks ago, I identified the most important skill in a business as the ability to read. The second most important is the ability to count, work in numbers. I've also talked about this before. Now, what is the third? It is the ability to sell. This is a huge topic and one of my favorites. Every entrepreneur must be a good salesperson. You must never stop selling, even if you are the richest man in the world. I remember listening to Bill Gates one day talking passionately about one of the products from Microsoft. I thought to myself, wow, he is the richest man in the world, but he is still interested in selling his products. And it is not just Bill Gates. Every great entrepreneur has this skill, the ability to sell. Let's talk. First things first. When I was about 8 years old, my mother gave me a packet of sweets to take to school. I sold the sweets one by one over the lunch break. After that, I bought my own sweets and sold them to my friends using my profits. Before long, I had a little business, but it almost became a disaster when I took to the streets and got lost whilst trying to sell my sweets. Then my mother intervened. She stopped me selling sweets on the street and channeled my energy into more creative things and helped me sell them from her shop. She did not kill my entrepreneurial zeal. There are a lot of people who dream of getting into business, but they think it is beneath them to be seen trying to sell something. Never look down on a street vendor, because from their ranks will come more great entrepreneurs than from most business schools. Whatever it is you are trying to do, whether it is a product or a service, you must know how to sell. There are millions of people who work for organizations, even in very senior management positions, who do not even sell an alcoholic beverage to an alcoholic. This is bad. There is an old adage amongst military planners which says a battle plan is only as good as your first contact with the enemy. In business, we say a business plan is only as good as your ability to sell to a customer. The ability to sell is a skill you need. Beyond selling something to a customer, it includes making a proper pitch to investors and bankers. It also includes selling your vision to potential and current employers and partners. It is all about the ability to sell. I want you to become conscious about what it really takes to sell something. Once you become conscious of selling at its most basic level, we can move on to things like marketing. Let me close by saying this. Some of the greatest salespeople I have ever known are Americans. I have such admiration for the practice of sales and marketing in the United States. Imagine for a moment the guy who invented Coca-Cola. How on earth did he persuade people they could overcome thirst by drinking a black liquid? I imagine people would have recoiled at the idea of drinking something that looked dirty, and there were no fridges in those days. From now on, I want you to think consciously about how a product or service is being sold. One last thing, it doesn't matter how good you are in sales. If the product or service is bad, you will not last. Let's talk about how you can become the greatest salesperson, even to the point of selling ice to Eskimos. Every year, members of the British royal family travel around the world promoting British companies and products. They are not ashamed to go out and sell products and services developed by companies from their country. They don't consider it as something beneath them, but something of high honor. They know that when British companies are successful, it creates wealth and jobs in their countries. We should all be passionate about promoting and defending products and services produced by companies from our various countries, and so should our leaders. I once got a phone call from the ambassador of a certain country, and he asked to come and see me. I was really curious because it is very unusual for ambassadors to make such requests. To my surprise, he brought with him catalogs and brochures of businesses in his country. He urged me to consider buying services and products from his country. I was totally amazed and impressed by what he did. Sadly, many ambassadors would consider what he did as something beneath them and undignified. I respectfully beg to disagree, because ambassadors must be at the forefront of promoting the businesses of their countries. And not just ambassadors, we must all of us be on the lookout for opportunities to promote products and services from our countries and our continent. This is where wealth, taxes, and jobs come from. It is not rocket science. Everyone in a leadership position who does not take time to sell products and services from his or her country does not appreciate the modern wealth creation model. The Commerce Secretary of the United States declared at a meeting I attended in Nairobi last year, "I am the Chief Marketing Officer of the U.S. industry." Coincidentally, whilst we are in Atlanta this weekend, the city, which is the home of the Coca-Cola Company, held a ceremony to mark the 130th anniversary of the sale of the first glass of a Coke. The ceremony was held at the site of the Jacobs Pharmacy, where Coke was first sold as a medicinal beverage. The people of Atlanta are extremely proud of their corporate son, the Coca-Cola Company, which has brought them billions of dollars in wealth, tens of thousands of jobs, and continues to be a major pillar of their economy. We should never despise humble beginnings. Coca-Cola was once a small company too. If you want to study marketing and sales at its very best, you need to buy yourself books about the history of Coca-Cola. Did you know that it was Coca-Cola who came up with the idea of a bearded old man giving children gifts at Christmas? Yes, Father Christmas was a marketing promotion of Coca-Cola. That is why he is dressed in the red and white.